The best way to learn, besides reading books, watching YouTube videos, taking classes, is by doing it. Yeah, you're going to lose some money. You don't got to throw in every dollar that you have in the beginning, but you got to do it. You cannot bypass the experience. I have made so many mistakes. I've even talked about them on YouTube. I talked about my worst real estate deal ever on this channel. It was so painful. I lost so much money. I lost so much sleep. It was one of the most stressful periods of my life. But that one deal taught me years worth of real estate knowledge in one terrible real estate nightmare. Yeah, it was not fun at the time. Yeah, I had no idea what I was going to do to get out of it at the time. But that's how you learn, that's how you grow, and that's what pushes you to keep going. And that's where, again, goes back to number one. You got to have the mindset right. You got to have the mindset to keep getting back up when you get pushed down, because it's hard. Building wealth is not easy. I know people like to talk about the 6 steps to making 6 figures in 6 months, but that's a bunch of poo-poo. And what we're talking about here is reality, right? I'm not here to get you to like me. I'm here to help you be better with your money, period. And so you got to understand that there are things that you're going to do that are difficult. And one of them is you got to be willing to invest your money. You got to be willing to take risks, and you got to understand that losing is a part of it. But the goal is to make way more money than you lose. This brings me to the fourth thing that you got to do, which is adjust your investing strategy and adjust the aggressiveness of your investing strategy. See, there's 3 factors that will determine how wealthy you become. Number 1 is how long you invest your money for, time. Number 2 is how much money you invest, the dollars. And number 3 is the return that you get, the percentage and growth of your money. How fast can you grow your money, the velocity of your money. And the reality here is there are ways to get a better return on your investments. And if you get a 5% return on your money, you're not going to have as much wealth as if you got a 10% return on your money. Now, there are ways and strategies that you can use today to get a better return on your money, but that's going to require more time and potentially more risk. But in order for you to mitigate some of that risk, you're going to have to learn about investing. So what do? Learn about different investing strategies. Guess what? I have multiple investing strategies. I have what's called a passive investing strategy and an active investing strategy. In the stock market, I have a passive strategy where every week, every Wednesday, cash leaves my checking account and it gets invested into my portfolio of ETFs. ETFs are funds that give me exposure to a broad group of companies. So every Wednesday, I have money leaving my account that gets invested into the stock market. That's going to get invested into funds that give you exposure to dividends, to the S&P 500, to innovation, and to emerging markets. This is passive. I don't monitor this. It happens automatically. It's consistent. It is completely passive on my end. I also have an active strategy where I'm investing in individual companies. This takes more work and more time because now I'm researching companies. Sometimes I research companies that I don't invest in because then I do some research and I decide not to invest in it. After I invest in the company, I still keep researching the company. I still keep listening to the earnings calls. I'll still keep studying the financials. This takes more work and more time, more risk, but the upside is way more. Because now if I can invest in a good company, now I'm not trying to get the 7, 8, 9% returns that you see in the overall market, but sometimes you can see 20%, 30% returns. Is it consistent always? No. Sometimes I'm going to lose money because I'm going to invest into the wrong thing. I have lost money before. But there are ways for you to increase your returns if you get more involved. Just like that with real estate. I have bought turnkey real estate deals, which are properties that are sometimes fully rented out. I bought a home recently, or not recently, but last year, that was already had a tenant in there. That was turnkey. It didn't really take me any work. I walked through the property, looked at the numbers, everything made sense. I paid the check, and now I already got the rent cash flow coming in because the tenants were already there. That's a turnkey deal. The return on that is much lower than when I go out and I find a property. Let's say I bought a single family home that was completely beat up, where there's holes in the walls, there's a rat running around in the kitchen, it smells like doo-doo in the home, the basement is breaking, it needs a lot of work. Now, if I could come in and see this, I might be able to buy the home for 40% below market value, depending on how bad it is or where it is. And now I can come in, fix it up, and still own the home for way below market value and then rent it out. More risk because now I got to come in and actually do the work. I got to come in and actually get the tenants. I got to come in and turn the property around. But the potential for more reward. And so now if you look at your numbers, go through a compound interest calculator. If you've never looked at one before, go to Google, search compound interest calculator, and there are so many free calculators there, and just play with it. How many years are you going to be investing your money? between now and your retirement? How much money can you put aside? And what type of returns are you going to get? Now just play around with it. You can't change the time. You can't change how old you are. You can't go back in time and start investing when you're 21, although we would all love to do that. But instead, what you can do is you can adjust that return. That's one thing that you have complete control over, and that control starts with your financial education. And the second thing that you have control over is how much money you invest. And the way that you have control over that is, number one, controlling your spending, because the less you spend, the more you have to invest. But the second thing that you can do to invest more money is work to earn more money. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.